Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and it's time now for another Adorama Picks Rapid Fire Critique where I take 10 of your best photos and give them a critiquerson. If you want to submit your photos, please leave a comment down below with a link to your best 10 images. Also, give this a like, make sure you subscribe here on YouTube, and let's get into a critiquerson. Remember that every Tuesday and Thursday I hit you with a new critique, whether it's the best 10 photos or critiquing somebody's website. So we've got Only for the Froze by Fazizwan. So let's go ahead and take a look here, and first let's check out what the images were taken with. This says Canon EOS 70D with a 50mm lens. We got 1/4000th of a second, ISO 160. Okay, taken in October 7th, 2015. So we can see that the image is cropped into this interesting crop framing. Is that a person laying there? No, that is stuff. I don't like the crop. Now, I'm okay, personally, let's just say this, you know I'm not a big fan of cropping my own work. But a creative crop in something like a landscape where you cut off the top and the bottom to make it into a panoramic, or you make it into something more because there's so much dead space up top and dead space in the bottom, perfectly fine with a creative crop that gives reasons to go ahead and do it. In this case, this image just, I don't understand the crop of it. In terms of the composition, it's off now because of the way that it's cropped. I think that the original probably would have been a little better. It feels like they're too close to the edge here. If you want to talk about rule of thirds, they're a little off. In terms of going ahead and doing a different composition, if we did a composition along these lines, yes, that boat would be a little annoying up top, cutting into the frame, but you can see how this is more natural. It's going to look better. It's not like they got some major scene going on in this image to make it okay to showcase all this stuff, because there's nothing going on in the background that really needed to be in there. So that's my feedback for that type of image. In terms of processing, looks good. In terms of the tones and everything, that looks great as well. Now this, on the other hand, what do we have? 70D, 50mm at f2.8, 1/5000th of a second. Again, it's okay. I just think it's, yes, well, let's see. Let's look at it in the context of what we're looking at. These look to be Wave Runner, Sea-Doo, Wave Runner, towy things. What are they called? Towy things? And then there's some of the Wave Runners in the water. So in that case, I think it works that way. The composition is nice. You've got the symmetry. 1, 2, 3. Person in the middle. Another person up here. I kind of think a black and white would serve well here because it's void of color. So I think it would look pretty good in black and white, tell more of a story. Some other things that you can do telling a photo story of this situation: lower angle, get closer to the one in the middle or any one of these, and then with your 51.4, blow out the background. Use the bokeh to creatively blow out the background to get the Wave Runner in there, but out of focus. A vertical, let me show you what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about if you get down on a low angle and you get a composition along this line, okay? And then you would blow the background out completely by focusing either on the tires or just this front element. You could also tell an entire photo story of this, of the day with the Sea-Doo or the Wave Runner, just by focusing on different aspects of the frame. So you could come in tight and shoot the hitch right here. You could do a shot of just a tire. You could come around the other way and shoot from the water side this way. You can focus on the wood with that stuff out of focus in the background. So there's so many different ideas that you could do. Again, it's a weird crop, but in this case, I think it works. I would focus on not cropping as much. This image, 50mm again, so it looks like they're using the same lens. Now we're November, September, October, November, same year, but a little later. It's a beautiful image. I like the tones and the color of what's going on in the boat, the boat. The background, though, looks like it's brought up a little too much in post-processing. I would actually like it to be darker because the boat is my focus. This is where a natural vignette could draw you into the boat a little more. I don't think it's too tight. I was thinking maybe I'd like to see it breathe a little more, but the shot is pretty darn good. There's not much that I would change about it. I just think that there was too much time spent on the background trying to bring it up. I think the background needs to be brought down, and a natural vignette, allow the lens to vignette and draw you into the subject, which in this case is the boat. I think it needs to be brought back. I think the background's too bright, but I like the framing. Also try black and white, it could be interesting. All right, that's using selective focus. updated to the EOS 5D Mark II. Actually didn't update. This is way older. This is 2012. Still using the 51.4 though. This is a nice shot. Not much else I would say about it. One compositional thing I would say is I think that the person is a little too high up in the frame because you're not getting all of this shadow. What I mean by that is I think a better composition would have been on the lines of this and still getting the people in. I'm not cutting them off. I mean, I am here, but I'm saying that it could be a better composition if they were less tight to the bottom, more tight to the bottom. I think they are leaving too much dead space here at the bottom that's taking away from the image, but not bad from right there. That's a beautiful shot. Are they doing this crop the entire time? Now this is with the EOS 7D and the 18-55 kit lens, shot at 41 millimeters. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Doesn't matter that it was shot with a kit lens, it just doesn't matter. This is a beautiful image. Just look at the eyes right here. Nice and sharp. You got the reflection right here in the window that has rain on it. Without the rain, the shot's not as cool. So this is a really cool shot. Corrective, constructive criticism. Again, this crop is weird, but I would do something along the lines, I would get rid of the ear probably if I was looking at the composition and get a little more, see that's better. I think the ear, there's too much dead space again to the left, too much of the center of the image. I would move this to the right and then you would have more of the reflection of the person in it. I think that would be a better composition, but this is a solid, solid image. Moving on, this is a snapshot. You can just see 18-55 snapshot, August 12th, 2014. So this is probably before they got their 51.4. This is too much of a snapshot. Standing up too high, not blowing out the background. Not saying you always need to blow out the background, but in this case, at 18 millimeters, I would get down on a lower angle. Why would lower angle help? Because it would make it seem like less like a snapshot. Just as something as simple as your angle changing can create an image to give it more appeal than from up high, which looks like a snapshot. Get down low, make this black and white, uber contrast it, and you will then get rid of all these distractions in the background, and it would bring the focus to this subject. It's a cool shot for a street photo. Just get down on a lower angle. Moving on to the next one. Again, a weird crop. Why are we doing that? 50 millimeter 1.4 EOS 7D Mark II. Sorry, EOS 7D, not Mark II, but I love this shot. I love what's going on with this person in the background on the phone. I just don't know why the crop is like this. Leave the aspect ratio of the original. It looks much better. I like what's going on in this image. The processing is beautiful. I like what's going on. What ISO are we at? We're at ISO 640. There shouldn't be this much grain, which leads me to believe that this was highly cropped from a far distance. If you're going to crop it, maintain the aspect ratio in Lightroom. That's my recommendation. I love the tones here, though. The tones are great. The tightness of it is spot on, so I'm happy with the image. It just doesn't need to be, maybe it needed to be cropped to get them closer is what they were going for. But when you crop, you see you bring out the noise even more. It becomes more prevalent, but this is a really nice shot. Now they move to the 51.2. Whoa. They had the 51.2, but moved to a 1.4. So, because this is November 2013. This is all right. A little overexposed in the face. You can see it's burnt out right here. I can't tell if that aspect ratio just looks off to me. Doesn't it look off to you guys? I don't know. Leave comments as we're going along with what you guys think about this. And also thumbs up if you like it, and leave your comments down below, please. I just think, again, compositionally, shot's really good. But in terms of composition, there's too much dead space to the left. You got to get a little closer. Fill the frame a little more. Don't rely on cropping after the fact. Even rule of thirds like this starts to make it a better image, in my opinion, along those lines. I just think it needs to be a little tighter. There's too much dead space, and the exposure is way off. You need to pop it back down. Also try a black and white. 90 millimeter. What's that, a Tamron lens? 90 millimeter, could be. I like the color. It looks like, is it a motorcyclist? But what is this thing distracting me in the front corner? I don't know what it is. It's distracting me. I like the muted color and tones here, but I'm not sure what this is. Or if that has anything to do with the subject. If it does, then okay. If this thing out of focus has, and maybe somebody knows something that I don't, maybe this has something to do with it, but based off of what, I mean, it looks like a bike with a tail light. I don't know. That's my feedback on that, really. Next looks to be the last one. January 2nd, 2016, 51.4. Looks like they got rid of that 51.2 a long time ago. This is a cool shot. What is it shot at? 1.4. Just interesting how the depth of field isn't super shallow. See, what could be happening is this photographer may be shooting from a distance and cropping later. The closer you get to your subject, the more you're going to be able to blow them out of focus in terms of isolating them from the background, which would make the image even better. This stuff up here is distracting because it doesn't look, if you just cut it off around the top of this fence, but don't do that, because I do like that the sign is here. Possibly from a lower angle, you could get a better type of image. I think that the black and white could be cool. I do like the warmth of the color on the, can I say chicken legs? Frog's legs? Some kind of legs. So it's close. I do think the lower angle could be better to help tell a nicer story, but all in all, there's some really nice solid images here. I'm not sure about the weird crops. I don't understand why they're being cropped. If you're the photographer, please leave comments down below with what you think about this critique. But that's my critique, McCritiquerson, for these best 10 photos. I want to see your best 10 photos. Leave a comment down below with yours, or go over to the website, which you can click on the link in the description, and that will take you over to the site where you could submit your best 10 images or your website to be critiqued. So that's pretty much it. I would like your feedback. Also, if you haven't signed up for the Fronos Photo email list, just look for this orange box over on the website. Put your name, email address in it, hit send it, and I will send you a free guide to capturing motion in low-light situations. And also, I'm giving away a free guide called the Fronos Photo Guide to Building Your Online Presence. You can get it at fronosphoto.com/branding. It's a 2.5-hour video that is absolutely free. It's going to help you build your online presence, as well as help you figure out how to build your own website. Whether you use Squarespace or something else, it doesn't matter. It's meant to give you as much help for free as possible. So that is a free guide to building your online presence at fronosphoto.com/branding, and that is where we'll leave it. Please subscribe, comment, like, do all of those good things, share this out, and that's all. Jared Polin Fro knows photo.com. See ya.